Welcome to the Think Media Best Camera for YouTube Super Stream Q&A. My name is Sean Cannell, and I'm super fired up to be taking your questions about what's the best camera for YouTube for your needs. You know, we all have different types of camera opportunities and budgets, and so whether it's camcorders or point and shoot cameras or action cameras, I'm going to be taking your questions today. And so let's dive right into it. If you haven't watched our video on 12 things you need to know when it comes to picking out the right camera, definitely check that out. I'll link to it in the description below. But we've put these in a couple different categories. And the first one is like, what camera should I buy? Some of you in the Think Media community, we're going to start with some of the questions we just put out on the community tab and on social media. And so then we'll dive into the live chat a little bit. But I can see you. In fact, let me know where you're watching from. What's up, Michael, Guru Games? What's up, Matthew Wood? In England, we got Amber in Eastern Oregon. I'm coming to you from Las Vegas, sipping on a LaCroix, and grateful for Thanksgiving yesterday here in the U.S. And so let me know where you're watching from. We got Alaska. What's up, Cooper? NC. Tink TV. Good to see you. San Diego, Pennsylvania. So fired up. Let's dive right into these. Clayton says, I want something that will shoot 4K with clean HDMI out with autofocus still enabled for live videos. Was considering either the G85 or GH5. Can you provide a recommendation? Really good question. And here's a really cool answer to find out what cameras have clean HDMI out. So if you've never heard of the Camlink by Elgato, it's a little device that'll plug into your computer USB port and make sure it's a newer USB port. Then so you can see that it has an HDMI plug on the back of it so that you can live stream right off your laptop or computer. So if we, let's see if I can do this here. If I pop up the Camlink website, it actually has a web page that brings you to all the compatible cameras. So if you are curious, this is a good question. This is to answer the question, does it have a clean HDMI out? The other question is, does it have unlimited runtime? So unlimited runtime is how long the camera will stay on until it shuts down automatically. And then what's a clean HDMI out? It means that there's not going to be like graphics like the aperture or the battery power life or whatever on there. So he was mentioning some Panasonic cameras. Yeah, the GH5, the G7. I'm pretty sure the G85, it's not listed on here. That one's a clean HDMI output as well. You also can look and see that all the Sonys are pretty much, and see when you click on these on this Camlink website, it'll tell you that like the A7 III not only has a clean HDMI, yes, it's got unlimited runtime. It tells you what kind of connection type it is. So you can really get into the nooks and crannies of your specific camera. But back to Clayton's question, you know, I want something that will shoot 4K with clean HDMI out. I think you're good on those Panasonics you mentioned. However, they don't have the best autofocus. Now, I actually am on a GH5 right now. I love it. I love it for live streaming, but I have it set to manual focus. I don't want it hunting around the room. I don't need it hunting around the room autofocus wise. And so, yeah, I think that the Sonys are great, but they don't have a flip screen. I love this GH5 and the 7 and the 85 because it has a flip screen. If you can live without good autofocus, then I would recommend the cameras you're looking at because I love this setup right here. And if you're curious about my live stream setup, we have a kit.co link to it in the description below. But yeah, that's what I would say, Clayton. I hope that helps, and let's keep going. All right. I want a full frame Canon camera. What camera should I get for my YouTube channel? I just want to upgrade. Okay, so, you know, I'd ask you, why do you want full frame? Because full frame's amazing, but it's going to make everything heavier. It's going to make everything bigger lenses. I think right now the Canon EOS R and the Canon EOS RP are definitely worth checking out. With the crop factor in 4K, to my opinion, they're more like 1080p cameras. A couple sales on those are out right now. In my opinion, also, the 6D Mark II is a great full frame camera. That's around here somewhere. It's downsampled 1080. Even the 1080 is not very good on it. It's really more of a good photography camera. But I think my opinion right now, my favorite full frame camera is the Sony A7 III. Problem is, there's no flippy screen, which is not the end of the world. You could use the app. Remember, in our other video, we were talking about you get the app, you get the Sony camera app, you get the camera set up on a tripod, and now you can monitor it off of your phone. But I have people helping me shoot now at Think Media. So, in fact, I was just shooting some content by myself, and I was actually leaning towards the 90D, not a full frame camera, crop sensor, because because it's so user friendly. I didn't even want to use this because I was like, okay, well, how am I going to frame the shot? So here's the 90D, same as like the 80D. Obviously, it's the newer version, but you know what I mean? Same. The Canon setup of being able to just tap your face and focus, know it's going to be crispy, plug in a mic, touch the screen real quick. Sony doesn't have the touch screen. You know, not that these are like huge complaints, but, you know, just some things to consider. I got to open a window, man. It's so hot in here. Welcome to the crazy live stream, real flow that we're just going to go deep, right? What? Okay, Sony A7 III sale going on right now. If that's a camera you'd want to check out. So I love this camera, but typically for when you're behind it, like if I'm going to go film B-roll with it, this is what I want to shoot. If I'm shooting photography with it, this is what I want in my bag. The quality, the 4K, the image, the features. But for being a YouTuber, if you're shooting solo, I don't know if I'd recommend it. And this guy is over on B&H Photo, a good savings with like a camera bag and a few other things happening on that one. And so, hey, if you're getting value, smash like. I'll be getting to your live chat questions in a second. I'm going to catch up on some of these ones that came in. And if you are curious about any of these things, I'll put show notes and summary in the description below. Henry, if you have a Canon M50, is there a need for a point and shoot like the G7X Mark II? I already have a T5i. I can get a speed adapter for both. So what he's talking about, first of all, you got Canon M50. Omar stole mine, steals all my gear all the time. And so I don't have one here. I've got a Canon M100. Let's pretend it's an M50. Now, you mentioned a speed adapter. Keep in mind that the Canon adapter is not a speed adapter. It'll just take the mirrorless camera and it'll allow you to now put on like a bigger EF lens on your main camera. So you could get an adapter, yes, for your M50 and put any lens on it you want. How crazy does that little guy look? Like, and so, so is there a need for a G7X Mark II? In my opinion, yes, like more so than like a T5i or a DSLR, because I'm not going to carry this around with a lens. Imagine it being an M50. As much as I'm going to carry around a point and shoot like a Sony RX100 or a G7X Mark II. I think that the go-to, in my opinion too, we're going to answer some questions about vlogging. I actually don't think this is like a vlogging camera. I mean, I know that's like the new thing, like people running around. This is ridiculous. Like what are we talking about? Like, look, you know what I'm saying? It's just obnoxious. When I think vlogging, what's cool about point shoots like this is they'll let you into concerts. They don't consider it a professional camera. When you go like detachable lens, typically it's hard, you know, you can get into situations where they're like, oh, you're not allowed to film with that here. So this is, in my opinion, what a vlogging camera is by definition. So based on that, yes, an M50 can travel and is light enough to vlog with. But on the flip side, it's also, you might not take it outside of your house because you got the mic and the mic input. And what are you going to do? Bring 3 lenses? And you could do that. I know some of you guys are hardcore. In fact, let me know in the chat if you're like, yeah, I go to Disneyland with like a pack on, 4 lenses, 2 mics, 44 batteries, you know. And so that's what I would say. Game by Night, thanks for the super chat. Do you think it's worth keeping the Sony RX5 now that the 7's out for the 1.8 for low light? Because of the sensor size? Yes, I actually think that the 5 is the last great vlogging camera. I actually got a 7 over here. And there's like, I don't even know, now that I got the window open, there's going to be total chaos on this stream. 7 is great because you got the mic input, but they messed the lens up with the 2.8. It's not messed up, but 1.8 is better in my opinion. but no internal ND filter. That's the issue. The 5 is the last great vlogging camera from Sony because you have the internal ND, like a G7X has. You got the 1.8, and who cares about the mic input? Let's go vlog, and you got all the 4K and stuff. I think the newest, and it's a better price, I think the newest RX100 is crazy. So hey, check 1, 2. Got all kinds of tech difficulties going on over here. What's up, guys? Can you hear me? I put a weird pop filter on here. Does it sound better? I like taped. I just ordered a new pop filter thing too as well. So here we go. Is the M50 the best vlogging, video, travel, stills, compact camera for the money? If not, what is? Okay. Is it the best vlogging? As I said, I think so, but image stabilization is not the best on it. Travel, stills, yes. I love taking photos with it. Compact camera for the money. Yeah. Okay. So by definition, what you're saying. First of all, I've already lost all hope of keeping this organized. Have you noticed my personality is like trying to keep things organized? And now that windows are opening and doors are opening, it's all gone out of the window. But I got some M50 photos for you. So I love the M50 for photography, and it takes great photos. Can't even find those. Shoot. We take so many different photos. Okay, here we go. So M50, yes. Great photo for travel, for things you might want to do. Here we go. Tour through a little M50 photos. Do you need me on there? Does that ruin it? This is the Grand Canyon. Let me take me off. This is the M50 in the Grand Canyon. There's my wife, Sonia. Awesome. Did I do a jumping shot? You have to do the jumping shot. Don't you have to do the jumping shot? Can we go full screen here? What did I just do? Crop? Okay. So, oh, here you go. Ooh, look at that ninja. Okay. Can't even zoom in more. So look at, you could put different lenses on it. This is one of my favorite shoots with this camera. Answering your question of, yeah, it takes amazing photos, great for travel, great for lots of different situations. Nostalgia mode. We're over here on going to Austin. There's the M50 in vertical mode, and just real crispy shot out of the window. Right? Like, what are we talking about? It's beautiful. So M50, great photo camera. And how do I escape out? Here we go. Austin. Cheers, y'all. Ooh. Okay. Can we go eat? All right. Anyways, M50, best vlogging, travel. Is it worth it? Yes. Compact camera. That's what I was after. I think that what I would recommend, Omar stole that too, G7X Mark II is, I think, the ultimate travel vlogger camera. It also takes good photos. It's also compact, and we'll talk about it a little later. M50, yes, if you want to travel a little heavier and have a little more things. I think the image stabilization between the optical and the electronic in the G7X is better. And hey, we got this right here. So right now there's a sale on the G7X Mark II. Why am I recommending the 2 and not the 3? The 3 has enough autofocus problems, and we have some videos coming out about it, about how you can work around those, and there's so many great things about it, but like, just not the same, and it's not as good as the 2 as far as dependability for autofocus, which I think in a way is good news for you. If you got one, there's workarounds, but if you're going to invest in something, get the Mark II, man. $600 right now on the deals going on the website. But check this out. It's one of my favorite things. You go to like Amazon and look at a renewed version that still comes with a 90-day warranty, and it says works and looks like new. $470 for a G7X Mark II. So I could see both, and I know you always got to feel your budget. I could see having some kind of, or like an A7 III or like a 90D as your sit down, keep it in your bag, roll it in your roller case, but your point and shoot is rolling with you everywhere you go. I also think that this is kind of the future of vlogging. I really am optimistic about the GoPro Hero 8. I'm going to pick one up, I think, over the holidays because it's like 100 or 150 off right now. They're saying things like it's not as durable or the build quality like the other ones. I think their new one they want for vlogging. And this vlogger kit with the selfie screen, I don't think it comes out until February 2020. But with the hyper smooth, with just how light it is, again, this is what I think a vlogging camera is. Much smaller. And when I think about this, I think about if you're rolling with the crew, you know, if you're super strong and you want your arm to be tired at the end of the day, those types of situations. Dallin, I watched your M50 videos, thinking about selling my 80D and getting an M50 since neither are full frame. It might be better to roll with something lighter, cheaper, and more portable. I agree. Would you swap or keep chugging with the 80? I would like the M50. I think the new processor, the image quality looks great. I like the M50 workflow. It is more autofocus points. You know, I think are both dual pixel. I mean, it's definitely the newer processor. It loads fast. 80D is a great camera. There's some really great sales on that camera right now as well. If you like, maybe the mount would be your question. You know, if you just are going to be doing all EF lenses, or if you do want a lighter setup. And I think that, yeah, both are solid, if that helps. Hey, if you want the shortcut to my best recommendations for cameras too, just got to shout out our thinkgearguide.com. Have you downloaded that already? Let me know if you've downloaded that or gone to that website. Thinkgearguide.com. There's a link to it. Enter your name and email. I talk about my top vlogging recommendations. My top, if you had a couple $100, if you have $1,000, if you have $4,000, my live streaming stuff, all at thinkgearguide.com. Let me know what you think about it. Thanks for the super chat. I pick and suggestions for a good face cam for 2018 MacBook Pro. I mean, I'm still on like Logitech bandwagon. I think that's really what it is. You could get the Brio if you want to be real future, and then maybe read reviews to see if it works with Mac well. So this is a 4K Ultra HD webcam, $150, and definitely the newer MacBook would be able to handle it. USB-C. I think this would be a really good way to go for crispy webcam. If I'm answering your question right, thanks for the super chat in the place to be. And let's rock, y'all. Smash like. Stephen Williams, best for vlogging, assuming price doesn't matter. Looking at the Sonys, seem lightweight and crisp. That's what I would say. I still would want either the G7X Mark II. Why? ND filter. What's that mean? It has an internal ND filter, so when you want to shoot in 1.8 or 2.8 during the day and it's super sunny, but you still want it to be blurry behind you and have the right camera settings, you actually can't do that in the RX 107. That's the discouraging thing. RX 107 costs $1,200 and it's amazing. The image quality is amazing, but I was shooting in the middle of the day. I had to go to aperture as far as it would go, which is not that far. It's like 16 or something. And I couldn't actually get the aperture closed enough to keep the camera settings right in like slow motion even. So my shutter speed was 250 or whatever. Whereas even back in the 5, to be clear, the Sony RX100 has an internal ND filter. So what it's like is it's like a sunglasses for your lens, so it lets less light in. So in my opinion, best vlogging is G7X Mark II for all around point and shoot. Even compared to like an Osmo Pocket or an Osmo or GoPro, I think for vlogging and storytelling, the fact you can zoom in, zoom out, the fact that you can do this and vlog like that, but you have some good image stabilization, that it fits in your pocket. It's a proper camera, proper like video making tool. GoPro too, but you can't zoom in. Like it's always the same shot. If you're just talking head all day and like some panning shots, you can't really shoot a building, zoom in, storytell with it as much. And then on the Sony side, I would say RX100 5. Deal on that on Amazon right now, $829. Camera came out, it was $1,000. And the difference, in my opinion, is 4K. You're going to get true 4K with this camera. It can handle 4K. It doesn't really overheat in 4K. It also does true slow motion, like up to 960 frames and like a high frame rate type deal. It does like some log profiles and things like that. So there's my best answer. For vlogging, if you want user-friendly, great all around, even good for pro stuff, G7X Mark II for around 400, 500 bucks. We just saw that. If you want to have 4K vlogging, which I don't know why you would need that, but if you want that, or you want log, a little bit of a higher end picture quality, Sony RX105. That is my complete mic drop, and nothing else to say about that except for probably a lot. Effecto. I'm going to hit this question in a second. Let me check in with you guys and give a shout out to everyone. Pure Trading, good to see you. Tiger Bait Calm, good to see you. Couple shout outs of some new things we have that I would love y'all to see. We got Think Media merch in time for the holidays. You need that Think cup, help you think different. If you change your thinking, you can change your life. Got to grab that cup, man. We have a Rise and Grind one coming. That'll be on there. The two recommendations that I would want you to see is this. This is a good color combo. This hoodie with the blue and white, that is a great one. You can always like switch the colors up too. But I think it's the box logo that is really where it is. The box logo hoodie with the navy red, that's going to be strong. Go gray. Whew, come on. You know what I'm saying? Go blue with the red. I mean, let's talk about everyone at your Christmas and family gatherings being like, yo, you watch Think Media too? That would be crazy if it happened. Let me know if that happened. That probably wouldn't happen. Smash like. Effecto. This is going to be a fun question. I have the potential to start filming for a church. In the past, I've always wanted just film with whatever equipment I had. This time I wanted to be professional. Should I look towards a DSLR? Just a video camera? So much out there, not sure where to start. Okay, so for a church, couple things. One, definitely check out my video camcorder versus DSLR. Camcorders are great because they have no record limit. They're good for like, you know, that 30, 45 hour long sermon or like that long Christmas production with the kids choir. You might want a video camcorder for that. DSLR, much better for like all the photos you want to take for church, whether you're taking pictures of story and gatherings, and all the clips and making promo videos and doing a recap of the conference that happened and doing a story of the community outreach you just did in the city. So different purposes and different tools. When I think about camcorders, I actually think that they're also a little more user-friendly. And so we covered a while back this Canon camcorder. There's good Panasonic ones. There's good Sony ones. They have flip screens, headphone jack ins. There's a lot of good 4K ones now. There's a few that are on sale during the holidays. You got 4K in a lot of these. They're going to be easier to have them stay in focus. And you're less complexity of what it takes to shoot usually with a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. And easier for the outputs, HDMI outs, and those types of things. So I think a camcorder is a really solid way and approach to go. However, here would be my ultimate answer. I think, and this is what we're doing, is one of the main cameras we're recommending on Think Media is the Sony a6400. So not only is this a super rad photo camera, not only is it a vlog camera you could flip up the screen and use it for YouTube stuff. So you have great photography. You have sit down talking head, YouTube style stuff where you sit down with your pastor or some leaders in the church and you want to film like a little series for Christmas with him. This guy will break the bank. But then you've got the ability to, I would say, back of the room for any kind of production. And this is what we do for our conference, growthvideolive.com. Happens in Vegas once a year. It'll be next September 2020. So you don't have to have this lens, but now we've got a camera. But why am I saying all this? This has no record limit. So this is a video camera, as well as a APS-C YouTube camera, as well as an incredible photography camera, as well as it's got the mic input, and it's got proper 4K and not overheating in 4K. We have had a little bit of issues, but we have two of them, and on one doesn't overheat, one does. But because of the cage, It dissipates the heat, and we've had no issues. This, my friends, is something, because again, you don't even need to use it for everything I just said, but think about how future-proofed everything I just said is. You've got a 4K camera. You've got a YouTube camera. Now, the criticism around it for vlogging, because you can run around with it nice and light, is it doesn't have IBIS, but a lot of cameras don't. And you just want to make sure you use like an optical steady shot lens, OSS. So if you use this Sony lens right here, or even the 10 to 18 or 19 wide angle Sony lens, it's got OSS, optical steady shot. That takes out some of the shake. So there's a few thoughts on that for coming from your boy in Las Vegas.
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk.
Okay, return the A6400 for A6400 because of flip out screen, but no IBIS. How about the 6600, or is it 66 or 67? Isn't the 6700? Me and my sister are 10 and 8 years old. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, if you want to get IBIS, basically the 6100, the 6400, now the 6600 or 700. Why don't we actually look it up? We do have that ability. Has IBIS. You know, I mean, are you really going to vlog with it is my question. You might. Oh, it is 6600. Have I been saying the A6700? And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, get this one. It's great. Wait, I'm not showing you the right thing. Okay, here you go. So this would be kind of the newest Sony, right? And it, with the IBIS and everything else I just said. So yeah, that would be better than even the 6400. It just costs more, right? You're going to pay, $1,400 just for the body. But yeah, I think if you can afford it, then that would be better. And you don't necessarily, from the tests I've seen, the IBIS sometimes acts weird, but it's kind of better than nothing. And it does give you that stabilization help. Thanks for the super chat. I was looking for a Canon 80D for YouTube. Is that no good? Yeah, it's still good. In fact, and I'll put a link to this in the description below. By the way, those are affiliate links. And so if you're doing any shopping this year, definitely stop by Think Media first. We try to add as much value as possible, and that just helps. So that means if you click a link, we get a small percentage, a few bucks off the sale. Doesn't make the camera cost any more, and just helps. Canon refurbished. My favorite sales that are happening right now are these Canon refurbished sales. If we head over here and we go to the left side and click 80D, here's the deals. You could grab, I think, 2 lenses. Is it this one? 640 in savings. And yeah, so this is the one right here. Or it's maybe just like the nicer lens. This is like the really dope kind of, it allows you to, this one has an electronic zoom type of a situation if you connect this thing to the bottom. But this kit right here, $640 off. So refurbished, and $800 with like a fire 18 to 135. And yeah, something to check out. Okay. I got more questions. What's a good price point for DSLRs? I'm still catching up on some, and I'll try to get to as many as possible. That's a completely open-ended question. What's a good price point? I mean, how much do you have? Like, you probably, I think that if you buy, okay, so really quick, do you need photo or do you also need video? If you just need photos, you could go $200, like $300, and you could get some decent DSLRs that are a little bit older. You also, I mean, shoot, T3i is one of the great original 1080p DSLRs where you could find those secondhand and things like that. So I'd say, what's your budget when it comes to that would be the biggest question. I think that, and it's a mirrorless camera, but where I'd want to be is at the M50. I think that if you're going to spend $400, I know it's like $100 is a lot more, or $200 is a lot more. But like if you're going to spend $400, like why not spend $550, like $510 for the Canon M50, Or if you like have to have a DSLR, the Canon SL3. I mean, SL3, just to clarify, is essentially the M50 in a DSLR. There are differences, but it has the same kind of 4K vibe, and it's the different mount. This guy's at 600. So I'm saying SL3 600, M50 600. That's the retail new price of each of those. That's what I'd recommend. Ken, between this T7i, the 7070, or the 80D, which is best? Hard to say, man. What do you need? Do you need the headphone input of the 80D? The 7070 is newer, as is the T7i. So you get newer processor, which can help with low light and the image quality a little bit. Excuse me. Between all of those, I think they're the same sensor. What do you need and what are you looking for? If I was buying a camera today out of those, I would probably grab the 7070D. Usman, I'm looking for a camera that's perfect in low light as I'm making videos after my regular office working hours, so the camera with better performance in low light is my priority. Which camera should I buy? So low light, I'm going to lead you towards Sony A7 III. But I think, let me actually flip it on you. I think you should buy lights. like it's actually going to be cheaper to buy lights than it is to buy like a super killer camera for low light. Let me show you some of my Black Friday shopping here. One of the things we're going to be testing out, but I've already pumped about it, is this lighting kit. What the heck? Holy lightning deal. My friends, we need you to check out this light right now. Heather, I'll give you a link to share. If you don't mind supporting, I don't know if I've ever seen something as crazy as this. Midstream, here we are. It's coming to you in Slack, Heather. We'll throw this in the chat. This is a lightning deal, so you gotta grab it quick. Holy smokes, man. This lighting kit is $24. Like, for the price of you and 3 friends at Starbucks, you could get just a lighting softbox kit for your house. Now, here's what I know about it so far is that, like, you don't want to like travel with it. Like, it's not going to, it's, you know, if you set it up once and kind of forget it, it's great, but it's like the stands and stuff are not going to be super crazy. But let me tell you why I picked out this kit to test. And it's on Lightning Deal right now, where we share the link in the chat for you, or you can just go check it out. But that'll be our affiliate link. And get the mount dog. And here's why. So a lot of these lights are the exact same, like the actual bulbs. I mean, they're gonna be fine. The CRA, the CRI means how good the color rendering index is. But I picked this out because the bulb is 135 watt and not 85 watt, which means it's much brighter than a lot of the cheap lighting kits that are out there. So I actually picked it up last night. Freaking paid more than you're about to pay if you want to pick up the dopest cheap light. $24.48 for a light kit. See, that's what I'm saying. And then that's going to give you all the light you need. Like, you're going to have light for your SL2, your M50. So if you're shooting in your office after hours, invest in lighting. Now, maybe you don't want bigger soft boxes. That's maybe the only thing. Another one I picked up was the Neewer, just so we could review this over on Think Media. You know, it's an $84 LED, not bulb based. So like the bulbs could break, but this won't really break unless you like smash it on the ground. But like the bulb can't shatter like glass bulbs. So like an LED ring light for less than 100. A lot of cheap options you have for affordable options you have for lighting. And that's what I'd recommend. If you want a low light performance camera, as you mentioned, I'll share some of my other Black Friday deals that are still going on. That lightning deal's crazy, man. Then get like a Sony A7 III or Sony A7S with like a G Master lens, and that's going to cost $5,000. So M50 plus a $25 lighting kit is going to cost you less than $600. Jennifer, I'm having a hard time figuring out what to upgrade to the 80D. I would like a full frame 4K, but really loves Canon autofocus. I want the camera to be lightweight. The 5D Mark IV looks interesting. Super heavy though. Yeah, it's super large and heavy. And 5D Mark IV shoots in the most horrendous 4K codec I've ever seen. The file sizes are larger than the Titanic, and they don't even look that great. I honestly think the 90D is it interesting. I know you want full frame, but like I'm in love with it. And I know the 4K, it kind of is like there's the uncropped 4K, which looks good, but I've been shooting with the cropped 4K. I just shot some videos today for one of our Black Friday specials on some of our YouTube training, and I got the wide lens on there. I've got electronic image stabilization on, so I can turn that off, and it takes the crop out a little bit. And so 4K, mic input, every user friendliness of everything that you love about it. I just don't know if full frame would really be that much of a game changer. Like Panasonic, I wish they had phase detection, and Sony full frame, I wish they had the flip screen. So A7 III, I mean, is still what I would, and it's on sale through the holidays, but no flip screen. So if you can live with that, Jennifer, then I would probably go, and that's, you know, it's more insanely expensive. Like just the body is going to be 1800, you know. EOS R. I actually think EOS R would be, you'd probably love to be there. I think that now with the firmware update has done a lot of things. I believe they're adding 24p back. So many people love the EOS R. We haven't really spent much time with it. I think we'll spend some more time with it in this next year. And then going, I think Canon's going to do a great job in mirrorless long run. So then eventually getting lenses, but you can convert all of them. I think that'd be a good way to go. Hit the like button if you are getting value and grateful to be alive today. Let me know how this pop filter is working out. Did it remove the pops? Is it kind of weird because it's like a little like black? Okay. Kenneth, thoughts on the T6i and the Luminix FC1000? I know they are not M50, but hopefully better than my phone. I like the T6i maybe out of those two because you have interchangeable lenses. So the Luminix FC1000, friends, is... Oh, am I wrong about that? No, I'm not. Okay, good. So we got limited time deal. We got... I don't believe it's interchangeable lenses, though. You're going to get... Do you get 4K on this? You're going to get 4K, and you're going to get not as good of autofocus. It's contrast-based, but it's going to be a great camera. I think on the deal that's going on, I don't think you'd be disappointed. It's also maybe what workflow or what like product line, what brand you maybe want to commit to. T6i, my gosh, why is it so expensive? If you're finding a good deal on the T6i, it's almost like the T7i should be cheaper. You have hybrid autofocus, by the way. So there's like full-on contrast, there's like full-on phase, and then there's hybrid. It's good autofocus. And I still would want, I mean, you say they're not M50 quality, but look at how expensive it is. I don't know how much you're getting this T6i for, because M50 on like the deals is like $520. You could buy an M50 right now on eBay. New, shipped to your house, free shipping both ways. Both ways? I think free returns too. You can get the body for $478. Now be careful on eBay. Just make sure it's like a really solid, you know, like what do we talk, like $455? But you want to make sure it's, you know, Hollywood, North Hollywood, cool. Is this used? Comes with a lens. Buy now, $455. So anyways, I think, Kenneth, for the price point, we're talking kind of about the same thing. Tiffany, do any low price Canons have two mic inputs? So two people could be recorded in the same video, like an interview situation. Almost like, okay, so in answer to that question, that's a good question. What Canon camcorder? You'd be more looking at like a camcorder for that situation, like this guy. And that little rig on top has two mic inputs on it. But I'll show you an answer because most don't, but you can interview people all the time. We do it all the time. So let me see if I can get an example. There you go. So check this out. Copy image address. See the two inputs there? Kind of cool. So that's, if you want kind of, this goes back to that church question. You could have the input 1, input 2, and then adjust them. Camcorders are much more built for this type of stuff. Okay. Now, there's really budget ways. You could check out the Boya interview mic that we have reviewed. And so this is a $30 microphone. A lot of cable. You can see it sitting on the table there. And it plugs into one input, but it records the to left and right. It records like the vocals to left and right separately, which is nice. But then you have to do some editing. And then in editing, you could separate left and right, make them stereo, if that makes sense. So it doesn't sound weird. Like you only hear Heather on the left and then you hear me on the right. But it's a $30 interview mic solution. Furthermore, a lot of times what people will do is they'll get like a Zoom H4n, and this is a multi-channel recorder. You could plug 2 mics into the bottom, and you could either record the audio separately on this, or you actually use like the headphone out or the line out and record it right into the camera mixed. You use this as like a mixer in between your mic input and the source audio that you're capturing. So a lot of times what we'll do at like, and this starts getting into being like quite a bit of gear, but what we'll do, so we have 2 mics here. This is going into one A7 III. That's maybe like a perspective of what do we actually use at Video Influencers for like interviews. This is an A7 III. This is shot in 4K. This is a very expensive setup. I mean, by the time you've got the lens, the 2 wireless mics, the Zoom H4n, but once we've invested in it, we use it for years. Like we have shot like hundreds of videos on it. And so if you really want to pump out tons of content, that is our strategy and our thinking around that. So same thing. Now I also do interviews like this where I have 1 mic and all I need is 1 mic. And what I do is then just interview the person and by going back and forth man on the street style straight into the camera. So we've got some training about that, but there's some tips. And so yeah, in answer to both questions, you could try to get one of those camcorders. All right, Tiffany, I need a camera that works like the G7X Mark II, but has a mic jack so that I don't have to do a separate microphone for doing proper recording. Any recommendations? Well, G7X Mark III, certainly an option. Meaning, and people are using it. I mean, people are vlogging with it. People are liking it. It's having some issues with autofocus. The video we have coming up shows a couple ways to just nail focus every time quickly by tapping servo on the screen and doing a few other things. So that's out. But probably it's not, you're not going to like the price tag. But if that was the one thing you wanted and you want to just get crazy this year, then you may want to just go straight to the RX-100 Mark VII for the budget price of $1,300 for this little guy. But this is like an absolutely outrageously dope camera. So, I mean, do you really need the mic input? Because then you could always go back to the G7X Mark II. And then if you, do you really need that good of video quality? That'd be like the other question. Just feel like having some fun. These are RX-100 7 photos. And there's probably no camera that is more of a pleasure to shoot with that fits in your pocket than the RX-100 7. I actually view it as much more of a photography camera. Oh, it shoots incredible video, but again, no internal ND filter. And it doesn't have, it starts at 2.8 as far as on the aperture, but it also zooms in. It's like a 24 to like 100 in billion zoom in rate. I mean, like this is like where we were, right? And this is like how far it would zoom in without cropping in or anything on like the city. It is absolutely, if you're really thinking about just having a photography camera, like friends of ours just went to Paris and they were like thinking about getting this. I don't think they got it in time. I was like, this is like the best camera that you want to just capture memories. Like this is a great example, right? Like how crispy is that shot, but then it's kept like zooming in and like cropping it. Like what are we talking about? Like the detail of the city? Like this is insane. RX 107. Probably going too long in this shoot, but I just am just too pumped about the photography of this camera. So here we look. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Smash like for the being grateful. And let me know what your questions are. We're going to get to some new questions in a second. I mean, are you seeing the image quality of the RX 107? Like just absolutely like those shot like, hey, walk around a tree, like pretend you're walking around. Oh, hey, there he comes. Oh, trying to act cool. Yeah, right. Like, okay. So where are we going? What are we doing? That's next question. Camera buying questions. $5 super chat. Thank you. I was looking at the EOS 80D. Yep. Check it out. Great prices right now. Which do you like better, the SL2 or the M50 for vlogging? For vlogging, probably the M50 because it's lighter. Patrick. Rodney, do you recommend the 90D, 50D, 60 Mark II or the EOS R as an upgrade from the SL2? Well, EOS R, out of those, I think it's also the most expensive. I'm like always going to pick the most expensive one. And that's actually, I'd either go 90D or EOS R. And EOS R is full frame. So yeah, I mean, and then spend money on glass. Okay, I saw that second part. 90D, spend money on glass, or EOS R and save more money and upgrade for the rest of your life. You know, it's between those two. That's what you're going to have to debate between, in my opinion. Can the Canon 60 autofocus for making YouTube videos, beauty videos? If it's the 6D, it's a little bit more limited. You don't have a flip screen. And so it's just a little bit tougher for videos. You got 1080p. And it's probably like a hybrid autofocus. It's not dual pixel for sure. So yeah, it would not be my favorite camera for making beauty videos. I think it could be frustrating. You can make it work, but I think it'd be frustrating. Technical camera questions. OC Imaging. Sean, do you agree that 1080p is still good enough for YouTube? Of course. This is 1080p right now. I think this is good enough for YouTube. Let me know if this video is good enough for YouTube. Ann T, what's the max continuous recording time of the G7X Mark II? 30 minutes. Pretty much true for all of them. 29 minutes and 59 seconds. Almost all of them besides the GH5, the Sony a6400, or camcorders have that same time limit. The Spanish Leo, what improvements do you think the new M50 in 2020 will have? Do you think it's worth waiting for? CanonRumors.com tells us that maybe they're going to drop the M50 September 2020. Anything can change, by the way. But I don't expect the M50 to come out at CES or NAB. And who knows if it'll even come out next year. Here's what we know about the M50. The sales are through the roof. It's like maybe their best-selling camera. And that's for good reason. That's why we talk about it so much here. Because it's a joy to work with. It's just a good price point. So I don't think I'm sure they're working on it. So what's my point? I don't think I'd wait. I also don't think, it's kind of like the 80D and the 90D. The 80D is still being sold and still great. I think that the M50 will also be, Mark II will be a step forward, and it won't even really push the M50 down really. It'll just go up with some new features and be more expensive. Kind of like G7X Mark II is really holding its price because that's also like one of the great vlogging cameras of all time. And the price is not going down because people just still know it's absolutely great. Is the Canon M50 good for live streaming? Not really. You know, it's my friends at Live Streaming Pros, my friend Diana has done some stuff. You have to get like third-party software. It works for a while. It glitches out for a while. Here's what it says over here though. Max resolution, clean HDMI, yeah. Unlimited runtime, yeah. People have had issues with that. So it claims that it works on the Cam Link. I've just heard people that have issues with it. So maybe check out some other YouTube videos. I maybe not. I just know from what my friends have experienced. I haven't tried to live stream with it. In my opinion, that's kind of why we point people. I mean, the SL2, it says it requires a dummy battery here. You got to think about that generally too. Like disable eco mode, they tell you this, but you need a dummy battery. So you buy that separate battery so it stays on continuously. And I think there's a setting to say don't turn off. But I'd be hanging out in the Sony world, the A6400. This would be one reason why. So it's verified by Elgato, micro HDMI, unlimited runtime, clean HDMI, 4K if you want. You know, you get the dummy battery, retains full autofocus with clean HDMI out. So read through this website link. I'll shoot that over to Heather in Slack so she can get that to you, or Mel, and check it out. M50, yes or no for vlogging? I think yes. Good, you know, shotgun mic. It's a nice. It's not heavy. Even when you mount, you put gear all around it, it's not heavy at all. It's a very light camera. And we have a video coming out with the best settings for M50 vlogging. And again, different than, this is what I believe to be a true vlogging camera. It would be like a G7X or a point shoot like this. But I think M50 is a great way to go. Dargeraldo, would M50 be good for doing football, basketball, highlight videos? Which lens should I get? That's a good question. So when the lens is what's going to probably kill you. Now, here's two things. If you're shooting in broad sunlight, that's going to be an advantage. You don't need as fast of a lens. If you're shooting on a field at night that has a ton of light on the lights, you could do a little bit in lower light. But really what you're going to want is a 70 to 200 millimeter lens for Canon. Pretty much you have to get this focal length. So if you were to get an f4, and this would work in the middle of the day, it's going to be plenty bright to use that f4 aperture. You could get this guy with the USM autofocus for like $549, and here's what we're looking at. It's essentially this, right? This is what we're talking about. And you'd be putting the M50 on there just like that. Now, there's also, and it's a good autofocus in photo mode, and you've got autofocus points. See, if you're going to get the 2.8 lens, even faster and better for low light or nighttime, you know, this is like break the bank type of like, oh, that hurts, 1800. And then what you could do on these though, is you can get like Sigma and read about them. So you have like sometimes the Sigma one, 1100, 2.8. See, it says sports. That's kind of what, and then you just check out the ratings. So you're going to save money off buying the Canon brand lens, 70 to 200, and kind of hard to explain, but because it's not full frame and because it crops in, it actually is longer than 70 to 200. So the M50, what I would do is I would get a monopod or a tripod, and you actually mount it on this little thing. You don't actually put the tripod on the camera, you put it on the lens itself because this thing's heavy. And then you're on a monopod like this, and you're able to then zoom in, and those are pretty much the lens that sports photographers and videographers are going to be using. There you go. Some kind of a 70 to 200 lens. Is there a way, Wendy, to get around the 29-minute recording limit on Canons like the Canon T6i to make the shoot longer than just at once? The way to do it is to record to an external recorder. So you may not want to necessarily go to all of that work, but let's talk about it. It's a really good question. So if you got a Canon T6i, your first question is, does the T6i have a clean HDMI output? Yes, it does. Does it have unlimited runtime? Yes, it does. Connection type, mini HDMI. Great. Next step, get a Ninja Atomos external monitor, recording monitor. Oh yeah, here we go, fam. In fact, you want to just get crazy. I didn't know we were going to get this crazy on this live stream. You could get a really long HDMI cable, and you could actually bring that HDMI cable over to like your desk where you're shooting. And you're going to plug it in, and here's what it's going to do. It's going to go into the HDMI port of, let's say, your Canon 80D, which has a 30-minute time limit. So you're going to go into the side HDMI port. You plug into the Atomos, and it records to a hard drive on the monitor that you plug into the back. $600. And so this workflow is, I mean, people do it, but like definitely, you know, kind of a learning curve. You can plug this into the wall as well. You can run these off batteries. You can plug it into the wall. Here's a situation. So there's, I think that would be the hard drive right there. You got the batteries out there. Let's see if we can get a picture of where like the hard drive. Here you go. So there's the batteries on that side. Hard drive slips on this side, like a little SD card, SSD. And you could then also do all kinds of stuff. Like the footage actually looks better oftentimes because you're getting like an HDMI capture of the footage and it's not being down processed. You can capture in ProRes so that you could edit right in Final Cut. So we're getting geeky right now. So again, if you were to go down that path, you also could try to keep it simple and just say, I just want plain HDMI. I want to keep it simple. Yeah, a lot of, so here's the Atomos with 2 drives. It looks like there's a couple packet, 2 hard drive, caddy, a carry case. Oh, it actually says no hard drive. So those are the caddies for that hold the hard drives. Cool question. Let me know if there's any follow-ups on that. I get the Canon M50 is a kit lens. Okay. If I get the Canon M50 kit lens for 3 to 10 foot tripod shots, and what's the budget macro lens for the M50? Yeah, the kit lens is great. I don't even know if there are Canon M macro. There is one. There's not that many Canon M lenses, but I got good news for all the Canon M EFM peeps in the house. Okay. So like the 28 millimeter is a macro lens. So what's the best? That might be like the only. And so you got this guy right here. So this is a macro STM f3.5. Definitely check it out. Ooh, what do we got here? A little example. Wow. See, very cool, right? So that's 28 macro. What's a macro lens do? It allows you to get like super close to coins, super close to watch things, to raspberries in LaCroix, you know, all the things that people film, to lemons in LaCroix. Shout out your favorite seltzer water in the chat. Shout out if you even like seltzer water. Shout out your favorite beverage in the chat. And I'll connect with you guys in a second. But there's one other really exciting thing that's happening. So EFM lenses are what you call M50 lenses that mount directly on the camera. And Sigma is releasing some new lenses for the M50. So it's fire. So you got the 16 millimeter 1.4. Come on, can't wait. You got the 30 millimeter 1.4, game changer portraits, and game changer for like, you want some depth of field, crispy M50, beauty videos, talking head videos, game over. This one will make you, this is like vlogging. However, no image stabilization. So something to keep in mind, this guy, you know, same thing on the Sony. It's a little jittery if you don't have IBIS. This guy, oh man, is just an absolute beaut. You got the 56 1.4. I probably wouldn't sit in front of this and film on the M50. I'd shoot from behind it. And so it'd be these first two that I want to get. They're going to be a couple $100 each. Really great Sigma glass coming out on those. And so I'm going to check it out over here with what you guys are drinking. Smash like. Thanks for being here. Yes, favorite LaCroix is Peach Pear. Awesome to see you, 3D Punk. And new questions coming in. I'll get to as many as I can. We're only at an hour? Time to stand up, my Apple Watch tells me. No, the stream must go on. And let's do a few shout outs. Let's grab some more cues. I got some more on my list. And let me remind you of a few things we're doing over the holidays. At any point during this video, definitely check out some of the summaries of things in the description. Some of my favorite videos. We got our best Canon Black Friday deals video out. We got Think Media merch. By the way, The link is teespring.com/stores/think-media.merch. A little long, but thinkmediamerch.com. Maybe we'll link that up. We can get that linked up and we'll just send it straight here. And give the gift of Think hoodie all Christmas long for those that think different, think bigger, that think outside of the box, and that want that custom black, red Think hoodie all Christmas, helping perpetuate the Think movement. 3D punk. I get the Canon. Okay, San. Hi, Sean. Does the A6400 split the exFAT files into 4 gigabit chunks? I'm planning to record it for around 46 hours. I don't want to split it. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if we shoot in the exFAT files, to be honest. We might just use the MP4 files. So that's even more clarity on that. Vipop 4K. Is 4K overrated? 1080p is okay. I don't think 4K is overrated. I think that if you didn't check out our video, watch it a little bit earlier. We got some tips about 12 things to know about cameras. And what we learned was, when you're making a buying decision, we learned that in this video, what camera should I buy, how to choose the best camera for YouTube, that 4K now is in over 50% of American homes here in the US. So obviously, whatever curve that is across the globe, it's in 50% of homes going into 2020. So 1 out of 2 people have a 4K TV. Most monitors are now becoming 4K. Almost all phones are 4K. So 4K is not overrated. It's definitely more mainstream. But in answer to your question, 1080p, think about even Netflix. It's called UHD on Amazon Prime, UHD on Netflix, UHD content. But a lot of the content's still at 1080p, and it's great. A lot of final content still being made in 1080p. That might not be true. I think probably most TV shows and things are almost all being produced in 4K now. So I would probably say this. I would, in 3 years from now, I think we'll probably be like all 4K. 1080 probably has another 3 years of, and even beyond that, it's probably got another 5 years, but before it's kind of like an older format. Like, again, I think the M50 is a 1080p camera. It has 4K, but I would use it for 1080p. I think the 90D, I just shot it today. And here, this is a good example. So I just shot some videos today about our kind of holiday special for one of our YouTube training courses. And I used the 90D and loved it, but I shot in 4K. Worked great. It has no overheating issues. Beautiful image. And then I threw it on Dropbox to send it to Heather and Mel. And I was like, dear God, this is going to take 5 to 10 times longer. So I was like, this is slowing down our workflow. Just one example, slowing down the process of getting this footage sent over. So then I actually brought it into Premiere, down processed it to 1080, and then uploaded it to Dropbox so we could actually use it. And then eventually I put it on my Instagram stories in a little square that was probably like 480 by the time it got there. So that's just kind of something to think. Like, everything's different. It's harder to edit 4K, bigger file sizes, but it's also kind of where things are going. So it's kind of a long answer, but what camera has good focus when zooming in? Dual pixel autofocus, phase detection autofocus. Now keep in mind that these cameras don't really zoom. They zoom, but they don't zoom in smoothly. Ironically, it's not even ironic necessarily, but Sony's kit lens is a zoom lens. It's got power zoom on it. It's got a little, like, zzz, zzz, zzz. It's pretty cool. So that has one. There's also an 80D zoom setup, kit. It's called a power zoom adapter. And yeah, with dual pixel. So this guy, see, it's not the best reviews. Like, it's all right though. Like, so it connects to that lens right there. And then you lock it together and it allows you to zoom smooth. You got slow and fast. So it kind of turns your DSLR into a, kind of like a video camera. So here you go. Well, so you can see it in the picture here. The ADD sort of being more like a video camera setup situation. So then the clearer answer would be a Canon camcorder. If you want to zoom in, stay autofocused, or it doesn't have to be Canon. Let's talk about it. I think Panasonic's killing it with the camcorders. Panasonic camcorder 4K. Come on, holidays. Look at this. Limited time deal. You got, this is dual cameras, by the way. Do you see that camera in the lens? I'm hiding it. Let me take me off here. Look at that in the lower right hand side. That's a second camera. There's two cameras on this one camera. So you could do like a wide shot, and then you can do this tight shot here. You've got 4K, you've got image stabilization, hybrid OIS. You've got a great lens. Now it's not gonna look like the same as a DSLR or mirrorless camera. You could take 4K photos, 4K video. You've probably got a headphone jack and a mic input, I would assume. And right now we're on special. We got 30% off. This thing's $700. So you can shop for, go back to that church question or like shooting seminars, no record limit, right? And so this is definitely the world you could be living in. There's deals on all these. And you can see how big the sensor is. These sensors are usually like, there's 3 stabilizers things in here. And probably not enough people, and we probably have not done a good enough job talking about these. It's not really our vibe and our style because we kind of like vibe and style. And these have more of a flatter image to them. But this right here, this thing will crush, man. Some of them, so you could flip that camera in. And so, yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right. Camera-based buying questions. Myron, what do you think of Amazon's T7i bundles they offer? Okay, so that's a good question. Amazon's bundles. Man, I'm not really a bundle guy, but if you don't have anything, that's a good question. We'll talk. That's what you're here for. That's what I'm here for. Grab some coffee. This is a good bundle. I think most of them are kind of a joke. This tripod, garbage. Like cheap. This USB SD card reader, maybe nice. So that's what that thing is right under the lens. Battery charger, wall charger, kind of nice. These macro lenses things, garbage. Filters, like, I mean, they're not going to be the best quality glass. Like that flash, a joke. It already has a flash. These SD cards, old, and maybe avoid those. Battery charge, the camera bag. So I guess getting some of these things, because they also don't even really cost much more. What these companies do is they want you to buy it in this bundle from them with all these, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of cheaper stuff. So I like to handpick what I want. There's maybe some value to some of them if you really think through what you want. Like, so just to let me review like one more of these. This guy, this wrist strap, kind of cool if you like the look of it, and I mean, definitely like good so you don't drop your camera. This guy looks legit, like a nice little deal you could put there. Some magic fiber lens pouches, reasonable, and it comes with a backpack and like ways to, and then the 2 lenses. So I would just think through every single item and then price it out compared to not having it. And you get the 2 lenses. A lot of times you get this stuff for almost for free, quote unquote, compared to what you pay. So a lot of those are on eBay too. Again, I'm actually more of the buy the body guy because this might be the set it and forget it. That would be the way to summarize it. You just want to have all the stuff, couple lenses, get it all in one bag. You got the SD card, you don't want to think about it, and you think you're going to use the things. I'm like buy the body only for as cheap as I can find it refurbished or like direct from, Amazon Renewed or Canon. And then I'm like buy the exact lens I want because I may not even use the kit lens, and then buy the bag I want or whatever else, So, all right. Ashley Love, M50 versus 90D. Which one do you recommend for beauty content and vlogging? If you can get the 90D, I'd get the 90D. It's more expensive. Sean, always, when given the option, and not just because I'd recommend the more expensive model, but because truly it's more expensive for a reason. The 4K is pretty proper and like uncropped. And so you've got 1100 with the lens. Does that really come with the lens? That's a good deal. So you've got the newest processor. You've got, slow motion and proper 4K. You've got, the new autofocus and whatnot. And so definitely check that out. Someone is here. And so I will be back in just 1 minute. Someone is going absolutely crazy. I'm going to pull a right hook on you. And we're going to check out the Canon Camera versus the SL2 versus the M50. I'll probably be back in 30 seconds.
So the Canon SL2 and the Canon M50 are two of the best budget options on the market right now for content creators, YouTubers, and anybody that wants to shoot great photos and great videos. But which one is the better buy? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of each of them coming up. Hey, what's up? Sean here with Think Media.
If you want to learn more about the SL2, that guy is out there. And we're back. All right. Captain, what's a good budget flip screen camera for a gaming channel? Well, maybe the cheapest A6100 would be maybe one. What's your budget? You want just you want to be able to plug it into your computer. A6100. It's not like super cheap, but definitely check this one out. And A6100. That's what I'd recommend. All right, Daniel Lee Legend. What camera or video recorder do you recommend for pitch dark ghost hunting? Never done it. Something that has infrared or something that is kind of like night vision goggles. So probably none of these cameras. You're probably looking for something that's designed for that. What do you think about the Sony A9 Mark II? I want to use it for fitness modeling and action shooting. I think it's an absolutely killer camera. I think there's some big discounts on it. Maybe I would go Mark I because, by the way, y'all, if you want to talk about sports, there's a lens, and this camera is only $4,500. But the cool thing about this camera is, yeah, it's $4,500, but right now you could go Sony A9, and they've got some even Black Friday kind of holiday discounts on this guy right now. So let's even see the B&H Photo price. So, almost $1,000 cheaper. That's some pretty serious, and, maybe you want the Mark II, but this guy is just one of the killer. And so people might ask too, what makes this so much better than in video mode? And the video is usually like uncropped and like really killer, full sensor readout type of look to it. But it's the photography. It's meant for like sports photography, full frame, and not only the image you can get out of it, but also like how big the buffer size. So it's one thing to be like click, good image of someone who could be like, okay, reposition yourself. For sports, you need to be like in like full raw, like, the buffer's able to just take massive shots all in a row and then refresh itself quick. And then next play, or model shoot all day long. And that's what these cameras can do. So like, what's the price? What's the point? Well, if you're like, hey, honey, stand right there. Click, click, click. Hey, move around. Click, click. Like, that's why you wouldn't need. You could get like almost similar image quality. You just don't have that crazy processor frames per second. Sturove, with budget of $2,000 to $3,000, would you still recommend the 6400 with a Rode Boom Mic Pro Kit for video creation? Any suggestions on a lens within that budget? If you need the flip screen is where I'm stuck. I would probably, if I had $3,000, want the A7 III with like the Tamron 2.8. This is my dream setup right here. The Tamron 2.8. It's not super wide for vlogging, but if you don't need it, 28 to 75. Lens costs about $700. Got the ND, variable ND filter on there right now, fader ND. And this kit right now on sale over the holidays, you might be like $2,500. So then on top of that, you could get the boom kit, Rode boom kit. You could get, you know, that $25 light kit. Did we sell that thing out? We should sell that thing out. $25 for the lighting kit. If you're just joining the live stream, we discovered the craziest, you know, deal of all time. And it's still on lightning deals, my friends. Look at this thing. $25 light kit. Although if you get an A7 III, I'm telling you though, I think this thing would be pretty killer. 36% off the already affordable price. For the price of dinner tonight, you could have a light kit if you're eating out at some place that costs $25. Do you think the lens 16 to 50 with the Sony a6400 is good for vlogging, traveling videos? Yeah, that's kind of the... What lens is the 16 to 50? The kit lens? Is that a real lens? I don't know. Is that a real lens? You just got me curious now. Let me know what lens you're thinking of. 16 is a great focal length. I don't know. Are they usually 18 or something? Oh, yeah, it is. It's just the kit lens. Yeah, this is great for vlogging. It also has OSS. So that's the optical image stabilization. It is good for vlogging. On a crop sensor, it's the 10 to 19 or whatever, but this is where Sony gets you. The Sony wide angle lens, it's amazing, but it's 10 to 18 f4, this guy right here. And so $800 and great for vlogging. Nice and wide. I think it also has got the OSS. You got to have it. Optical steady shot. Yeah, you're good there. Cool. All right. Hey, smash like. For clarity, I was just heard from Mel in Slack. The official website to get to Think Media merch is thinkmediamerch.com. And we'll fix it. It's like not secure right now, but it will be. And we'll set it up in GoDaddy. So it is. Try www.thinkmediamerch. And it'll get you there so that you could grab the box long sleeve tee for mom. Because I know she was like, daughter, I need that black box logo Think tee because I'm thinking bigger in 2020. Cheers. Next question. Let's talk about accessories. We got a whole new section here, accessories. Shout me out if you've been watching since the beginning. Hit like if things are working for you and you're having a good time. We're going to rock it all holiday long. And let me know if you just joined. We're doing a deep dive camera Q&A. My name's Sean Cannell, and our passion on this channel is helping you with the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. And we want to help you find the right tools for content creation. So we're answering accessory questions now. And Dewey asks, which lens is the best all around for vlogging? So typically you would want OSS, optical steady shot, or IS. And if you go over to Canon, the most popular on like a T7i or SL2, or even on, well, we can go through a couple. So this is also a problem with full frame. If you ever want to vlog in full frame, it's too dang heavy, man. You can get wide lenses, but these things with the red lines on them, they're crazy heavy. So you got to be just, well, these are all on sale. So you got the EFS 10 to 18. Now it starts at 4.5, not my favorite thing, but ISSTM, that means image stabilization, stepper motor. I don't know what STM stands for, but it's the stepper motor, meaning it's really smooth autofocus. So it doesn't go and big. It goes in small micro steps. So it works really good with dual pixel autofocus. Now, this is definitely one to check out. Furthermore, if we jump into EFM, so Canon M50, you can get a lens directly for wide angle on the M50. Where is it? Does it exist still? Page 2 probably. Nope. Okay. So we go EFM wide lens. Nope, this is not it either, but this looks great. 32 1.4, such a great lens to check out. So think about that, 1.4, very blurry background, 32 millimeters, nice focal distance, but not also what we were looking for. Here we go. The Canon EFM goes directly on the M50, starts at 11, starts at f4 to f5.6 ISSTM. Okay, and then we just looked at the Sony one a second ago. So for vlogging, when we're talking about vlogging, we're usually talking about this. And therefore, starting at 11 or 12, starting at these wider focal lengths helps you get more of the shot. Therefore, it's great for vlogging. Now, let's even think about this. A G7X starts at 24 millimeter equivalent. So that's also why it's kind of back when Casey Neistat first kind of popularized vlogging with a different style of setup, like building a rig and using a DSLR, we were like, whoa, like this is a whole different experience. So you can get away with, and people do, 24 millimeter starting focal distance on a G7X or Sony RX100. But the wider angle lens is what you could get on like a Sony or a Canon, which I would recommend for vlogging. Brian, the camera guy, I have the A6400 and I want to upgrade my zoom lens. Would you recommend going option 1, Zeiss 16 to 35 f4, or option 2, 10 to 18, or Zeiss 16 to 70 f4? Might go full frame in Christmas. So I haven't really messed with the Zeiss lenses. Do they have image stabilization? The Zeiss Batis. I don't think I would go with them. I think that they're gonna be fire for filmmaking if you got them on a gimbal. Okay, yes. Are they gonna look better? Yes, than the other lens. And this is this not even a zoom lens? Not even the one you're talking about, but let me actually try to get to the one you're talking about if I can find it. Is there a such thing as a Zeiss 16 to 35? Does Zeiss make zoom lenses? Oh. Did you mean the... Okay, good clarity. So you're talking about the Sony, which is Zeiss glass, that does have optical image stabilization. Okay, so your thing here is going to be, this thing's also going to be crazy heavy. We have this lens. We like it. Beautiful. Yes, I think it would be... You also said you're going to upgrade, to full frame. Did you say that? So then this would be future-proofed because I believe this is a full-frame lens. So, yeah, I think that if you can spring the extra dough, then you might be just making a half step on that 10 to 18. I don't know if I'd go the 16 to 70. And wait, you're not even necessarily saying vlogging. So maybe I'd go with probably either of these because you have the same aperture in either case, but they're going to be much more versatile. They're going to give you a much greater focal distance. Omar was talking about just how much he loves this lens. We were just using it just this like 2 days ago or something. And I believe if you even compare this to like a Sony G Master, I wrongly assumed for a while that G Master had image stabilization. And I'm pretty sure they don't. So that's also why he loves it, is because it's actually got image stabilization in the lens. Yes, you get the 2.8 and these G Masters cost more than your car, but like they're amazing glass. And so, yeah, I think that this is a great deal. I think you could also find these secondhand, like you could probably get this one probably for $900. Don't believe me? Let me try. Mission accomplished. Do, 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 do. What if I did like a live stream that had like sound effects and like a little production? Like I like hit my Elgato Stream Deck and like do something cool. 714, but let's see how bad it is. Use acceptable. Works well. Take sharp photos. That's a little. Use acceptable. Use good. Good. Above average cosmic wear. Works great. 90-day warranty. You know, this is me though. This is like how I roll. I'd be getting like this from like Fulfilled by Amazon. I mean, 91% positive, but like 785, you know, that's what I would probably do. Or then I'd be up, like I'd go over on eBay, like Sonya's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm shopping for lenses on eBay, you know, like, and I look around here. Even this guy is under 1,000 free shipping, free returns, expedited shipping from Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, that's much better than the BH price. You know what I'm saying? So, and the other one's like what, almost 850 for the wide vlog lens type flow. So that would be a major steal. All right. Any more questions? Bring them in. Smash like. Logan, I still got the 6300 and I love it. I just wish it had a flip out screen. Would make vlogging easier. I'm curious about lenses above 50 millimeters though. I mean, 24 to 70 kind of range is always nice to have. And then 70 to 200 if you want to get, you know, sports photography. And then don't hesitate to check out, you know, Sigma's whole line of lenses. So Sigma Art, they might have some Black Friday deals. And these sometimes get mixed reviews, but there's some like killer lenses that Sigma makes for different mounts. And like the one I really want to get into is the zoom. So if we go lens kits, wide, standard, telephoto, OS. Is that an optical stabilization lens? Okay. All right. I like it. Standard, maybe. We're looking for the art zoom lens. So a lot of these are prime. A prime lens is 45 fixed, 30 fixed. And then a zoom lens is, let's see, lens type, zoom only. Haha. Narrowing it down. Thank you. 24 to 70, 2.8. It's pretty good. 24 to 105. They don't really have it on here. So let's see. Sigma Art Zoom 1.8. I think it's like one of the only kind of like 1.8 kind of zoom lenses. Very cool focal distance. You've got 18 to 35, 1.8 fixed aperture, you know, 639. And what a blessing this lens could be. And so definitely check that out. All right, I'm going to take some of your more questions here in a second. But if you're just joining or you got to run, don't forget to make sure to sign up for the Think Gear Guide at thinkgearguide.com. That's where you can download. We always keep it updated. We're updating it for 2020 as well. Enter your name and email. We'll send that to you. My best thinking on vlogging cameras. If you had $500 to spend, $1,000 to spend, $4,000 to spend, live streaming, I point you in the direction of all of our best resources. Link in the description below, or the website is thinkgearguide.com, so you could stay in the know. That also, by the way, will just put you on our newsletter, and we just send out one newsletter a week that lets you know the latest Think Media videos, the latest resources we have, things to just help you keep in the know, so you have the best tips, the best strategies for, you know, growing on YouTube and things like that, but then the best tools. What are we looking at as far as the lenses and cameras, events that we're doing in Think Media? We do a monthly meetup in Las Vegas. Did you know that? Obviously, shout me out. Where are you watching from around the world? It's called vegasinfluencers.com, Vegas Influencers. So if you ever want to come to one of those, we meet up in Las Vegas once a month. So things like that, like ways to stay connected to the community, to events, to specials, to our latest videos. But if you're on this live stream marathon, let me know where you're watching from. We got Colorado in the place to be. Miss Chronic Chronicles, good to see ya. BC Canada, Pam, good to see ya. What camera are you using for your videos? in the studio. Canon GH5, Panasonic GH5, delirious. I'm getting there. And so if you've never checked out our kit as well, I break down this kit, and I think Gear Guide's the best way to get there because we share all kinds of other resources with you. But this particular live streaming setup is pretty gnarly. But if you've been part of, how long have you been a part of the Think Media community? Tell me in the chat. When did you first discover this channel? A week ago? A year ago? 10 years ago? 36 years ago? Before YouTube started? So here's the camera I'm using, the GH5 lens I'm using. I built this live streaming setup like 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And I use it all week, every week for business. I record online courses. I do meetings. And so the amount, it's a heavy lift. It was a very expensive setup to build. But if you amortize it out, like over how long I've been using it, you know, the computer for it and everything, it's insane. It's very worth. I get to sit down, do what I'm doing with vMix, my software. So I got this capture card, the HDMI cable. There's a tabletop tripod behind the computer that the camera is on. Then I have the continuous power going into the camera. So I flip it on. And you know, it's like a workhorse too. So I didn't want it to like, can it handle long, just running? I'm using a Shure mic right now, but I've used this NT USB. I've got my spiffy gear light in a triangle. So anyways, thinkgearguide.com for any kind of questions like that about especially the gear we use. Francisco, do you avoid not getting blinded? How do you avoid not getting blinded by the light for your videos? Maybe get used to it. This light is like blasting me right now. You start seeing stars. You maybe just being used to it. Maybe you have some light sensitivity. You know what you could do is you could lower the light. Obviously, it's not looking as good. You could then change your camera settings and higher ISO, or that's why you might want a better low light camera because you don't want as much light on you. So you could, you know, adjust either the camera settings and the camera quality versus the amount of light you're using. What micro SD card do I need for a Sony a7 III slow motion or 4K? Well, a micro SD card probably will work, but you probably want to get a normal SD card. And maybe that's what you meant. But like micro, first of all, they need to be class 10, but they're like all class 10 now. So see, this says like, you don't want A1 unless that's like better, but V30, what are we talking about here? Class 10, you definitely need that 10 circled. But as confused as I am is because I wouldn't use these for, see, this one says 4K, A2, C10, like maybe it's different classifications. So those are micro. This is what you're going to put in your drone. This is what you're going to put in. Oh, and I remember I got one that I thought was good. And I was shooting some drone footage in San Francisco, and the SD card couldn't shoot the full 4K, the Mavic 2 Pro. So let's clarify. So what you want to get for your a7 III is these days, the speeds keep going up. So like this sale right now, 95 megabytes a second is fast enough. So here's what you're looking at. Class 10, but that's like all of them now. And then this speed right here. So for 4K, we shoot all day long on 95 megabytes a second. Now the SanDisk Extremes are up to 150 a second for like the same price. So you can grab $20 for 128. I'd grab this 256 for $40. It's definitely a good time. I'm probably going to pick some of these up. It's like always what I do around this time of year, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So yeah, you're good right here. And SanDisk, there's other good brand. I won't say they'll never fail. They've never failed me. I know people have horror stories with all kinds of hard drives and stuff. But SanDisk Extreme, 95 megabytes or up. You go with those 150s, you should have no problem in all kinds of 4K shooting. Matt, what lens would you recommend for outdoor video with a wide angle on T7i crop sensor? I have the 24-50 and the kit lens. You're pretty good because outdoor, there should be plenty of light unless at nighttime. And the kit lens is like 18, right? So you should be good with that too. 24 is also good. I mean, if you want a wide angle lens, get the wide angle lens. STM, wide angle STM Canon. 10 to 18 if you want it really wide. This is a great lens. Used it a lot. This was the lens that Casey Neistat originally kind of made popular when he started on the Canon 70D using the 10 to 18. Image stabilization, great lens. John says, just picked up the M50 on your recommendation. Awesome, John. I know you're going to love it. I need a lens to shoot my daughter's soccer game at a distance. Any reasonably priced recommendations? Okay, so here's what you get into. Is there some zoom lenses for Canon, like Canon 300 millimeters, I think. I've used this one before. Like this guy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'd even use this guy. I used this guy. That is like $200, 70 to 300 millimeter. That'll zoom in really far, and it looks terrible. Like, I mean, it's like, and it vibrates so much, and it's so hard to get a good shot. This is compelling to me. What I would, because you've got the nano USM image stabilization. You start zooming in that far, you need some image stabilization help for sure. So what you're going to want to do is then you need that converter to get this lens on your camera. I think the other people that are doing this really well is like Tamron. So Tamron have got some zoom lenses, 18 to 200, and these things mean different things. VC means vibration control. So that's what these different lenses mean. Like this guy, up to 400 with the world's first ultra telephoto, thrilling close-up action shots. For outdoor with a lot of light, $100 off, instant savings right now. Starts at 3.5. I forget what DI means. One of them means crop sensor. VC means vibration compensation, which is kind of their word for image stabilization. Faster zooms, like let's see how fast, and these will probably break the bank if you get into these bigger guys. And they'll be a little bit heavier. But even Tamron's lens like this doesn't have to necessarily cost an arm and a leg to grab. So yeah, check out some of Tamron. So there's Tamron, Sigma. That's what you're looking for though, is something like that. And I would do your research, read the reviews, and there's like, Sigma, Tamron, Canon. You buy a cheaper one that's more of like a kit lens. It's going to reflect, you kind of get what you pay for, but really, and sometimes the Tamrons, people be like, these are terrible, but sometimes they're like amazing. They're like, dude, it's better than the Canon L glass. That's kind of how I feel about this guy. It's like, it's as good, it has a different look to it than like the Sony G Master, and the Sony G Master of the same focal length on Sony here is like $2,300. This is like $700 from Tamron, and I love it. Book of Alpha Ronomy, thank you for the super chat. I'm starting vlogging with the Hero 7 Black and my trusty D7100 in Tokina. Tokina is another brand to check out. Sigma, Tokina, Tamron. They make lenses for Canon, for Sony, Olympus, Pentax, others. The Hero 7 Black, love it. Is there really a need to upgrade? No, I don't think so. I think vlog on the Hero 7, maybe rig up like a mic input if you want, or just use the on-camera mic. I think that that Nikon, that's what that is, right? It's a great camera. You're good, man. Really well-reviewed camera. I'm not a big Nikon guy as far as my knowledge, but I've heard great things about this camera. And so you've got 1080p with full autofocus, right? Yeah, so stereo mic in, you're set. You got the headphone jack too, right? Jeez. Beast mode. Yeah, I'd feel great. Daniel, which camera has better functionality and takes great photos and videos between the M50 and the M200? They're really the same sensor. And the M200 I think is newer. I'm sure there's differences, and don't like fully quote me, but like they're the same. I mean, one maybe has a newer processor. Didn't the M200 just come out? So, yeah, I mean, you got the same sensor. They're both mirrorless, same mount kit, same pixels. Digic 8, I think the other one does. So they're going to be pretty similar. If you want it just for photos, you're probably good with with the M200. If you want it for video as well, I would go M50. Does this have a mic input? It maybe doesn't, because it may not even need one. It's not what it's meant for. Good question. All right, camera buying questions. Lego building expert, which is better, the ELF 160 or the ADD? Well, the ADD is going to probably be better. I'm going to guess way better. Because the ELF, I started vlogging on these. These are fun cameras, but we're talking about two totally different things. This is just like a little point and shoot camera. So this is max 720p HD video, whereas the ADD, of course, can do 1080p, change lenses, headphone jack, mic jack. In this it costs 8 times as much. So the ADD is better. Fluffy ASMR. I'm going to get the Canon M50 to start my YouTube channel. Is the best the kit lens or just buy the body? I think I'm going to recommend, type in best Canon EFM lenses. So I got this video out. In the video, I recommend, yes, the kit lens, but there's two different kit lenses. There's the 15 to 45, which is a little bit wider than I believe that one that starts at 18 or whatever. So I recommend that kit lens. Good question. Good point of clarification on kit lenses. Then there's like the EF. There's the 22 f2. I love this f2 because nice shallow depth of field. This is a very awesome YouTube lens, but it's more limited. You don't got the zoom. So if this is your only lens, like you might want to start with the kit because you get the biggest range. Same thing. If you're going to vlog, 11 and 22 is nice, but it also doesn't zoom in even as much as the kit lens. So it's still a little bit more limited. I wouldn't want this to be my only lens. So starting with the kit lens is a really great place to start. And so, yeah, I think if you can get the 15 millimeter, and that, I don't even know if that's possible. Like, let's look. Well, I'm sure anything's possible, but Canon M50 kit, let's see if we have options. My Think Media friends, let's rock the, okay. I'm like, I don't even know if it's possible. It's the one it comes with. Yeah, so 15 to 45 is the standard kit lens, and so that's good news. And maybe I was thinking about the fact that a Canon T7i has like a different starting focal length. So the kit lens that starts is 18 to 55, and there is usually a different guy that starts. So yeah, no, there's only one for the M50, so you're good there. And let's rock. Daniel, what's the best budget camera and lens for studio recording? So do you mean like recording yourself doing like mixing in a studio? I would check out the Think Gear Guide. I mean, I would still say the M50. If you want, you know, maybe a wide angle lens to show what you're working on, and then mixing in your audio off of your board, if I'm hearing you right. Rodney, Sony a6400, 6600, or 90D? Okay, well, 66, yeah. Well, it's between the 6600 and the 90D, because on the 6600, you're getting more of the newer features, and you're getting the IBIS, right? And so the 6600, it shouldn't cost that much. Let's actually really see brass tacks what we're looking at here. The 6600 premium E-mount APS-C camera retails at $1,400 without the lens, $1,800. And you got the IBIS, you got that's the image stabilization is like the big difference. 4K is probably going to be better because it's going to be kind of uncropped. I think Canon's will look just as good. It crops in slightly. It's got the uncropped mode, but it's processed a little. I still like how it looks, but you could tell a difference. This is probably going to be a better photography camera. Not probably. This will be a better photography camera, if not just slightly. That image stabilization is the big difference. A lot of other like small details, but you're going to be pretty close there. The 4K HLG, amazing, right? Keep your subject in focus. Both are going to have killer autofocus. So then your next question is going to be, Canon batteries probably going to last longer. Is this the same battery as other ones, or maybe they put the new battery in it? That's something to consider. So that's a 6,400, 1,400 bucks. But let's talk about it. If you need a lens, you're going to go into much more, like 1,800 bucks. So then if we go Canon 90D, then with the lens, can we get a lens on this in our advertisements here? On sale right now. You're definitely going to save money. So what's your budget? I don't get it. Why is, I mean, this must just be the body, unless like I'm reading this wrong and it's like the best deal of all time. So yeah, really great. Of course, you know, full HD. The slow motion on the Sony is going to be, I think, probably better. But what do you have here? You have a DSLR. You've got all of Canon's glass. You've got the EF mount here. You've got the flip screen to the side. See, a lot of those things are move the needle for me. The user experience and just overall filmmaking experience. I got this right here. Like, this is what I want to roll with. Like, my dream's like, I want to roll with 90D, flip screen, flip it on, Road Pro, EF mount, activates all my lenses that I have over here that I've been building up in Canon. And then I think about that, yeah, again, if I'm going to carry them around, that IBIS is nice. And so those are some things to consider. But if let's just compare the body, you're already at $350 cheaper on the body right now of the 90D. So those are some food for thought. But those would be the ones I try to decide between, Rodney. KK or a Chanel. Cheap vlogging camera that's not too heavy and can fit on a tripod. DJI Osmo. On sale for Black Friday. And especially from like cheap, and you get image stabilization and just carry it around. I mean, we got the Pocket. This also, I know people love this. They make little rigs with it, and so $300 for this little guy, and you got basically a little gimbal. And then $250 though. This is a good deal, man. Like, this camera is sick. You got the selfie screen built in. That is a real thing, right? So we took this jet skiing, and can you do external audio? You can. Sometimes it's like a little tough. So, you know, I don't know. External audio DJI Osmo. Not the Pocket. Not the Pocket. I don't want the Pocket. DJI Osmo. Oh, wait. Action? I need to actually say action. Great. So here you go. You know, things like this. Like this, I'm glad we're looking at this. This kind of setup for vlogging, I think, is a great idea. Osmo, selfie screen, the Rocksteady or whatever it's called, image stabilization, external mic, that's going to sound good. Obviously, got to test it all out. Little handhold thing. It's going to be smoother than other things. And I think that for the weight of it, etc., that's a good question. That's kind of where I'd roll. Otherwise, you know, G7X Mark II, you can't like zoom in. You don't have a proper lens. It's not going to be my favorite photography camera, but for like smooth storytelling, walking around, different cameras for different things. That's definitely something I'd check out. What's the best camera for an upcoming filmmaker and vlogging? $500 limit. I don't really consider vlogging and filmmaking necessarily something I'd put in the same sentence, because if it's upcoming filmmaker, then you definitely want to check out like Nolan Molt, who's on the Think Media team, and he was a grip on like The Affair, the show, if you've ever heard of that. So you get into cameras that are like these Blackmagic pockets. They're a little more, but just as a point of reference, like even this, because I mean, like, so for instance, you could grab this guy for $600 used, you know, free returns, but like Blackmagic pod, like records to SD cards, can shoot like log formats or ProRes, really meant for, you know, headphone jack, like just they're way, it's a different approach. You don't really have autofocus, but filmmakers don't need autofocus per se. They're pulling focus, they're measuring focus. That's what I mean. So filmmaking is so different than vlogging. Vlogging should be the Osmo I just showed you because you just want to just walk around and vlog. On the flip side, you could just go like T3i or cameras similar, and people would get these. You could get it for $164 and, you know, used acceptable. Let's get one that's even in like good condition or very good for $200. Excellent condition. There's some discoloration on the charger, but it's no effect on usability. So you get like an old school camera like this, and then you go Magic Lantern, Canon T3i. This is what filmmakers do, is they hack software into, they install, this is like Magic Lantern is software that you download and install in your Canon camera. And it gives you filmmaking settings like zebras and a spot meter and a histogram all in the camera itself. And then, by the way, you literally could, the camera I just showed you is $200. So you have $500. You get a lens, you download Blackmagic, you get you could buy an SD card, and then maybe you get a tripod or even a gimbal, which is going to be more for filmmaking. T3i is light. And what I just described, though, is like, not something I'd recommend for most people to go down that road. You start installing Magic Lantern, you're like, how the heck does this work? But as a filmmaker, you're going to stay up for hours. You're going to invest hundreds of hours in studying your craft, mastering Magic Lantern, zebras, pulling focus, shooting in flat. It allows you to shoot flat and do different color profiles, color grading. It's a whole different approach in thinking. So great question. I think you could invest in some cheap cameras. Join like the Magic Lantern community, because that's where a lot of people that are thinking that way hang out. And then if you want to vlog, it's the opposite of what I just said. Get a G7X and just be like auto, flip screen, it's in focus. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm vlogging. Good to see you. And if you are vlogging, I mean, I don't even think you should be really color grading. It's about speed. A lot of YouTube stuff, and we drift more away from the filmmaking side. We have max respect for it, and Nolan on our team is going to be focusing more on that side of Think Media. We're on the side of like, get your content to market, post videos fast, make them good, but edit them fast, post them fast, get those views, focus on the content, not the camera, make it as simple as possible, make it as user-friendly as possible. If you have to deal with manual focus and figuring out all these details about focus, it's going to slow you down. That's our perspective. And so we're happy to help on either side, but we lean more on that like quick, simple, set it and forget it, the best cameras for YouTube type of flow. And if you want more about that, Think Media Gear Guide to kind of learn our perspective. You start going into some of the higher end cameras like the A7 III. Now you really do have best of both worlds. So that's at thinkgearguide.com to download that. There's a link in the description. This A7 III is easy. There's a learning curve for sure. But filmmakers push this thing to the edges. So when you invest a little higher end, you can do both. But you can pull off some incredible filmmaking stuff without spending much, quote unquote, much money. Real budget indie filmmaker type hustle. That's what I'm recommending. Nathali, I want to make longer, more creative beauty videos. So because the battery and no time limited, the A6400 a better choice? Might be. If you think you're going to be going over 30 minutes a lot, now you can always just get up and restart it. Like, it was really not that big of a deal. It's really frustrating if it stops and you're not paying attention and then you're like, shoot, I missed the time. So that could be frustrating. You could set a timer. These types of things happen as I get more delirious on this live stream, going minute after minute after minute. I forget words. If you're doing the same, you're doing a big batch day, you want to take out as much friction as possible. You get back later, I'm like, did I not even say the words right in that 6th video in our batch shoot? So that's not the only thing. I think you'd be fine with the M50. But yeah, if you want to just be able to turn it on and shoot continuously, then definitely do that A6400 because of the no time limit. I was looking to do a YouTube, Myron if. I was looking to do a YouTube channel as well as streaming. Would having separate cameras for each be best? I mean, it's a dream, like, meaning I don't really take this camera out very often, And I just, boom, I sit down, I turn my light on. I got my little like hair light. Watch this. Little separation behind me, huh? Oh, there it is. Hits the hat. Notice how it hits the hat bill, makes the hat bill stand out. Wow, so much flatter and darker. So I built a studio. I wanted to set it up, and then I wanted to just be able to grab this and leave. I would recommend that. I mean, if you got the money to invest and whatnot. And here's the thing. For your streaming setup, you could get like a Logitech Brio, which is like a 4K webcam type flow. And then that's a good proper camera for streaming 4K potentially, or just whatever. Pop up an Elgato green screen behind you, key it out in whatever software you're using, and then have a proper camera for shooting other kind of YouTube videos. Best ones I'd recommend, M50, SL2, things like that. thinkgearguide.com to get my best advice, or watch the replay of this. And definitely check out the video that was before this. Go to Think Media. So if you go to thinkgearguide.com, we have those answers there. But if you also go to just Think Media, definitely watch this if you haven't seen it, because I talk about the 12 things you should know when buying the camera. We didn't really touch on all of these when it comes to like, okay, does it have autofocus? What's the aperture? What's the record limit? What kind of lens options are there? So the 12 camera features, definitely check this out. It's on the Think Media channel, and that'll be a helpful video there. Pam, I've been using my Mac computer and iPhone. I've been doing more Facebook Lives, but want to broadcast on YouTube Live. What is the best camera to start with? Well, if you've already been using your Mac computer and iPhone, you could start with your webcam on your Mac and your iPhone, and you could just start going straight to YouTube. Heather has done that like on her homeschool channel. We've got some new series coming up with her about more smartphone stuff. She goes live from her phone on YouTube, and it doesn't have to be a super, challenging setup, or it could be very basic. And I'm trying to think of what one of those streams might have been. Hangouts on Air. So this is a webcam, in her office, shares her screen. Now Hangouts is actually gone now, I think, but there's other ways to do this. She does a little training all on homeschool myths over on her YouTube channel. And this is amazing, right? 2,300 views, helping people, following our like process of what we teach on YouTube. And so, but using simple tools and just like over here in streaming. What's amazing is, she just uploaded one video in the past month because we keep her pretty busy here at Think Media, but she does this as a passion to help people. She's grown by 200 subscribers. She's got 8,000 views in the last month. Why? Ranked videos. And I know if you've been around Think Media, we teach that search-based videos, smart strategy, so that your channel is growing for you, whether you're uploading videos or not. So that's kind of what she's been doing, even with just a webcam and just using her smartphone and not having a fancy camera per se, right? Di Ramund best headband camera. Osmo or GoPro. So we were shooting recently with the Osmo Action. So cheap right now, and it's so great. I mean, it's like $250 right now. It came out at like $400. Excuse me. And maybe I don't have the footage on this computer. I was going to show you some. So I put like a Osmo headband, Osmo Action headband. Is that what you would call it? And Freebly compatible. There you go. So that's 99 cents and $5 shipping. So like, this is exactly what I used. Osmo Action, strapped it on my head with my hat backwards, went jet skiing. Footage was absolutely fire. I can't wait to share with you someday. Been trying to catch up. Snowboarding, different things. There's other mounts, but the mount, so it's going to be an action camera of some time. It's either going to be Osmo Action or a GoPro 7 or 8 would be my newest recommendations. All right. KK Orsinol camera with 100mm zoom and or slow motion under 1K. Okay, 100mm zoom. Well, easy. Is that easy? G7X. I think it goes to 100mm. It's under 1K. And the G7X Mark II does not have slow motion. It has 60 frames a second. But let's look at this real quick. What's the zoom range? Why is it not telling us? Overview, specs. So it's 24 to 100, right? So the G7X Mark III does have slow motion. What you're going to be better off with would be Sony RX100. We're in a tight spot with your budget because if we go Sony RX100, the new expensive one, the 7, we're going to be dealing with a sweet focal length of a lot. Is that what it is? And it's like in some weird measurement, and then it's like the equivalent of it. Why is this the most zoomed in? Okay. So what we got over here is an equivalent focal length of 24 to 200 millimeters. And slow motion on this is fire, is crazy. So then if we go Sony RX100 6, how much is that guy? Because the 5 then is not as much. So the 6 is $1,000. I found it for you. Here it is. 24 to 200, $1,000. And if we dig into these specs, we got a website that's loading. Close window, 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 close window. Oh my gosh. Refresh. Maybe it's because of notifications. Just curious here. This is kind of fun. Let's look at this. We've got video formats. This is how you figure this stuff out. We're on the spec sheet of the website. And NTSC movie recording modes. Dear God. Like trying to read this. What are you even saying? So 4K, you know, so we got 100p, 4K, 25p. I don't know. It's a lot. I think it's got that high frame rate mode. It goes crazy slow motion. So that's what I would definitely recommend. I would say the 5 is better all around for vlogging, but I don't think it actually goes all the way up to that focal distance. I think it goes actually much shorter, like 24 to 70. So yeah, like this guy right here. There's a new A version. That's like a whole nother interesting. What? This is a great deal. $400? This is amazing. I mean, it's used, but this is a great vlog. This is a crazy deal. Is this in stock? What are we talking about? In stock and ready to ship. Maybe it comes with no warranty, but it's a miracle camera. It's true. And so, yeah, I got this one set on my desk. It's a great vlogging camera. If this really is an RX105, which it says it is, that is shockingly good. You may have been hanging out at this point in the live stream just to find that you could get a used cyber shot off of Adorama for $400 and just take it to the bank. I'll show you one of my other sites that I like. If you go Sony RX100, because I'm trying to just get some clearer information, just imaging resource, it summarizes things for you a little bit better. Here you go. So that camera for $400. Oh man, it's not even the good one. Come on, man. Exposure, samples, field test, overview. Here we go. This is the one I want. All right. 20 megapixels, 1-inch sensor. So it's 24 to 70. So it doesn't go to 100 as you wanted, but it starts at 1.8 and you could get it for 400. I mean, it's like, look, it's like 800, 900, used, obviously big used, but like what a killer little guy. Got the full flip screen. And you got 4K on there so you can see the hinge, and it's this guy right over here. All right. Got a couple other questions for you, a few other deals. This is the one, Sony 100X. Thanks for still being here as I fade. ThinkGearGuide.com. Links in the description to everything we talked about. Think merch to help you think different. At thinkmediamerch.com. Thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate you, and I appreciate you being a part of our community and third-party productions. Thanks for reading YouTube Secrets. Appreciate that. And Kyron, I'm talking about the Sony RX105 is the camera I've been talking about, is this guy right here. It's a little point shoot camera that's kind of like the G7X, but it's going to shoot more 4K and better slow motion. And that's what we were kind of talking about. You can go to the 6, but you start having trade-offs. There's a built-in ND filter, so check out the replay for some details on that. And if you're willing to go used and see what those details are, that was a pretty killer deal on Adorama. So a few things. Is there a difference between the image quality of the M50 and the M200? No, there is not. There's different feature sets. I like the M50 better. Fig Tree Mom, what microphone is good for M50? Is the Canon in-camera mic good enough for outdoor vlogging? I mean, it's good enough. But you definitely want like an external mic. And I would say that for the M50, here's what I'd recommend. Actually, I've been testing it lately. I like it, and it's super cheap. Boya BYMM1. We got you. $30. Bam. I don't even know why it would have low stars. I like to read here. Plastic shot mount broke almost immediately. Yeah, actually mine did too. So the key is I taped it, you know. The mic is really good though. You got to be very careful. Once you get the mic in there, it's like totally fine. It's because you push the mic so hard to get it in there. So as I'm like, the Boya, well, you get what you pay for. The Rode, if you want to just go with more brand name, then just go Rode Video Micro. And wow, good deals. And that's the Boya one. So $60. You're not going to have issues as much. You got the wind. By the way, outdoors, this is what you want for outdoors. Looks ridiculous, right? But that takes out that wind. But the Boya has that as well. So you could do the Boya. Just don't push it as hard as I did when you were mounting it to break the plastic mount. And then two, got the wind muff and whatnot. So definitely recommend Rode for that. Rodney, any deals on your video courses? Yes, actually, we have a Black Friday deal on our YouTube Hypergrowth Blueprint program. It's at YouTubeHypergrowth.com. And so there's a Black Friday discount over there and a couple other bonuses. We actually have not just the main course of YouTube Hypergrowth, but also my thumbnail training, my YouTube live behind the scenes training of how I set these things up and things I do to help rank them in search. And actually, our Grow with Video Live sessions, all of the sessions from Grow with Video Live 2019, I should say. And so that's at YouTubeHypergrowth.com. I think Heather can post that if you want to check that out. It's a big discount. It's still definitely an investment, but we believe that the best investment you can make is in your education, your learning. With everything I've learned about YouTube, I compare it to like community college. It's not even the price of one class at a community college, and the amount of learning and the amount of training that you would get on that program. So that's at YouTubeHypergrowth.com, and I'm very excited. You will get the recordings from Grow with Video Live, which is our course, our conference that we do every year in Las Vegas. And this next year, Grow with Video Live 2020 is happening in September. It's going to be over 2.5 days. So we'll have details coming out about that. But if you want all the training from Omar on video podcasting, everything Heather did, helping you with confidence on camera, as well as strategies on YouTube, my latest strategies, we had some guest speakers of some business owners and how they're building video. And doing their thing. So there's all those recordings, plus the YouTube Hypergrowth Blueprint program itself. And that is brand new and updated for 2020. It's all like the new stuff with the algorithm, the new stuff with YouTube Studio Beta, the new stuff with all of those things. So all of that is at, we'll post the link in the chat, but YouTube Hypergrowth or hypergrowth.com, YouTube Hypergrowth.com. Where did I go with it? And check that out. Gear Guide, if you want to check that out as well. Just want to see. YouTubeHypergrowth.com. Is that the URL? It is. And that's going to be lasting for just a limited time. And so check that out. Oh, and we do have a limited number of fast acting bonus. I have my most advanced affiliate marketing training, step-by-step guide to affiliate marketing. And you know, we're doing stuff right now, of course, with affiliate marketing, and it helps us if like with the links to cameras and stuff. That has been big for us. But the thing that's been even bigger is not cameras. It's stuff like this, for example. Like if you come over here and you go best greens powder on YouTube. So you could do stuff in like the healthcare niche. I'll even show you another one. Like, so this is a good example. This is like a product, green juice, and I'm into like lifestyle and biohacking and all this kind of stuff. I learned about this from a friend, and when I linked to this as an affiliate, Lewis Howes actually recommended this Organifi stuff to me, so I tried it out. When people use this affiliate link, I get 30% commissions. When I recommend a camera, I get 1 or 2 or 2.5 commissions. A huge blessing, but hard to like make a lot of side income doing that unless you've got big numbers. But this is 30% on commissions on the health supplement, right? On the green powder that you mix with water to stay healthy when you're traveling. So this video has now ranked in search, which we talk about in YouTube hypergrowth. It's still getting 4 views an hour. So 4 people watch this every hour, even though this video came out, I don't know, when did it come out? May 2016, so 3-4 years ago. So every hour 4 people watch it. And then if people say that sounds interesting and they order the product, I get 30% on the sale. But I also get continuity. What's that mean? That means if they say this is really good and I want it every single month, I get my cut affiliate wise every single month forever. So this video is made around $1,000 in YouTube AdSense, which is a huge blessing, but it took like 4 years to do that. You're not gonna be able to pay your bills. That's only $250 a year over 4 years. It's still great though. So you add that up, but it's made around $9,000 in the affiliate commission alone over that time from 30% and continuity on the actual Organifi products. See what I'm saying? So if you're interested in that, I go into that at a high level in this affiliate marketing guide. Not only that, I go into even higher ticket affiliate marketing stuff than that, where there's some deals where if you start doing, you could get 50% commissions or higher, and depending on what you're promoting. So whether you want to do stuff, this one's crazy to me too. Best Christmas LED lights. So like laser lights. 3 years ago, I was talking about these Christmas lights, you know, and we talk all about this, like looking at trends, how to opt. This video is getting 34.5 views an hour. It came out same year, November 2016. And so I guess this is exactly 3 years ago, right around this time. And every single year now, this video, you see all these ranking keywords with vidIQ over here. By the way, vidIQ actually as well, if you ever were thinking about investing in it, now's the time to get it. Go to vidiq.com/think. You can actually get a trial, but they've got, I don't know what it is. They've got the Black Friday sale. So we'll throw you that link too if you've been on the fence about getting the boost version, which we use to figure out at an even higher level. To be clear, the free version, you need that. vidiq.com/think. Great thing to start. But if you're ready to take your YouTube channel to another level, that's the software we use for thinking about what time of day to post, for doing the keyword research tool. I just did the night before Thanksgiving about 3 hours of keyword research and prep for a shoot next week. And I used the vidIQ keyword tool the whole time and Uber Suggest. So I'll show you that one as well too. That one's free. So, hey, long off camera tips, but Uber Suggest totally free. Very cool. You might go something like Christmas LED lights, and you could start seeing a lot of advanced stuff with keywords everywhere now costing money and being different, of course, than even vidIQ. You can see like how many people are looking for these. 27,000 are looking for Christmas LED lights. And then it's going to start recommending even like page titles. So play around with Uber Suggest, really good tool. But what I use vidIQ for is their YouTube search volume, because it's not Google search volume. So I might be over here looking for like Christmas LED lights. And I think that in the free version, they show you like the first couple lines, but in like maybe 5 lines, or maybe you don't even get this page, I forget. But then you could do and see that, okay, 11,000 people search for LED Christmas lights a month. And then know that maybe that's the keyword you want to build off of. And so then you could go deeper on that keyword, see the other keywords around it that are recommended. So anyways, even having the tools, if you don't understand the strategies and mindset and all that stuff, that's what that's all about. So that's at YouTubeHypergrowth.com. And I wanted to show, oh yeah, so that Christmas LED light video, that made like $3,000 the first year because it was just so trending. It went to Amazon, and then every year it's made less since then, maybe a couple $1,000s a year since then. But then the third level of that affiliate training is all about like higher ticket stuff I've done to generate even over 6 figures in a year. And so that's, you don't have to own a product, make money with no product, a step-by-step guide to affiliate marketing. Anyways, we wanted to put together a crazy bundle for kind of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, last throughout the weekend. And so check that out. Pierre, what's the cheapest camera that can shoot 120 frames? I'm not sure. And I actually am sure it's an action camera. So action camera, there's cheaper ones. Sometimes the image looks bad, but like GoPro does 120 frames. Does, even the lower end Yees probably do. So the Yee 4K, I love this camera. And it's still, so look at this. Back when it came out, it said it was $250. My gosh. Yeah, right. We don't gotta pay that much. I wonder if it's on sale. So this one will shoot 120 frames. I think it'll shoot 240 frames. So yeah, if you want some good slow motion, you have to otherwise get into like, A6400s and stuff to have it really be worthwhile. But if we go E4K over here, wow, is this for sale again? Fire! Oh wait, this is pretty good. This is a nice selfie stick. I like that. You get an extra $35 off coupon right now if you click right there. Pretty good deal on this. But you could skip past that, go straight to the camera itself. 130. So a lot of these will shoot. I just don't. If I haven't tested them, I stay away from some of these action cameras, because just because it says the specs doesn't mean that it'll look great. You can actually find out. Everyone advertises what sensor they use and things like that. So, all right. Revolution Fitness. I want something that will shoot 4K with clean HDMI out with autofocus. Still enabled. Okay. Oh yeah, we hit that one a little bit earlier. So catch the replay. And then Logan. Getting our first camera. I want to be filming YouTube videos also. Needs a mic input, changeable lenses, and something that will still be all right in years to come. M50, man. Think it's great. If it needs a mic input, changing lenses, and will be all right, 90D would be like a newer one. Or mic input, changeable lenses in years to come, A6100. Right now, the competitor to the M50 on the Sony side is not the A6400. It's actually the A6100. So consider checking that out. 640 is the price. Flip screen. Now you have no lens, but you do have the selfie screen, and it's gonna be better 4K than the M50. It's gonna be actually real 4K that's like pretty usable and not super cropped in. And so you got the eye focus, you got all kinds of cool things. 11 great for photos. Full pixel, so full pixel readout, no pixel binning, meaning it's not like down process 4K or anything. So, the thing is, and you start thinking about the weaknesses, great camera. The fact that the M50 with the kit lens costs $50 cheaper. But if you want a future proof, then A6100 a little more affordable. And then it gets tough because you're like, well, why don't I just go to the 6400? Or why don't I go to the 6600 if I can save even more money? But for like bang for buck, dollar for dollar, camera for camera, I lean to the M50 because it's more friendly to use. I want the screen to flip to the side. I think that, again, if your final output is going to be 1080p, then the M50 is what I would check out as well. And so, yeah, my friends, if you got value out of this training, smash like if you had fun from hanging out. And I would love to connect with you on social. So if you have more questions throughout the holidays, I'm going to be doing my best to stay connected with you. Make sure you're subscribed here on Think Media. Let me know if you got value out of this training in the live chat. Check out links in the description below. Video influencers as well. We've got new videos coming out over there. And then I'm at Sean Cannell everywhere. Add me on LinkedIn. DM me on Instagram if you've got questions, or leave a comment on a photo over there. Hit me up with questions on Twitter. We get a lot of inbound, so I do my best, right? So that's why I'm going to try to do more live streams like this, where I can do a lot of questions all at once. But I am active on social throughout the day. And hit me up on Facebook, any of the platforms, at Sean Cannell, rhymes with YouTube channel. And I really appreciate you. Grateful that you're part of this community. And remember, the best camera to have is the camera you already do have. Use what you got to level up as you go. I mean, I feel just kind of humbled and overwhelmed. Number one, that you're here, and just grateful that I have the privilege, and trust me, I believe this is a privilege and an honor, and there's not a day where I take it for granted that I get to like talk about tech and work from home. And it's been something that I've worked for and been dreaming about for over 10 years. I've been working on this for over 10 years. And my passion is to help you shorten your learning curve. I remember when I took out a loan to get my first camera to start my video production business. It wasn't my first camera, because my first camera was like a point shoot. But to get my first professional camera, it was a Canon 7D. And not 70D, 7D, back during the DSLR revolution in like 2009. And so I went to prosper.com, took out like a crowdfunded loan, and I got a Tamron lens, and I got the camera and a Zucuda rig, and I started shooting videos for businesses and weddings. And I just dreamt about being able to get tech and review tech and be sitting like surrounded by cameras and things like this that I'm doing now. And I share that because I want to encourage you to keep going for your dreams and to keep working, and that great things take time, and overnight success is never overnight. And so put the work in and keep hustling with whatever you have. Before that, I had this Canon Vixia, and I shot music videos with this, and I couldn't even afford this wide angle lens, which is this guy on here, which kind of was a dope, gives you a little wider shot because camcorders don't really have wider shots. I remember messing with the hot shoe because I was like, I can't put a freaking Rode mic on here. So I was like bending it and like jacking my camera up because I just didn't know. There was no like YouTube videos to help me. And I would shoot with this. And we used it to build a channel called Think International, and we'd shoot interviews and we'd shoot all kinds of different videos. And so at every stage, I used whatever I had, different laptops until they crashed and hard drives until they crashed. And then when I'd get more gear, I would level up as I went. So it's never about your resources; it's about your resourcefulness. I started with nothing. And I got a loan. And I'm not suggesting you do that, by the way. It's like not necessarily good financial advice, but it's what I did because I thought I could pay that down by working waiting tables at Red Robin, that even if my business, Clear Vision Media at the time, didn't make it, I could pay that down little by little, and it wasn't like a huge risk. I'm not saying I suggest you do that. I'm saying use whatever you have, get something smart, but then put it to work. You want to use these cameras to make money for you. You got to, of course, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a lawyer, but you should start a small business, just because you should not be thinking as a hobbyist, you should start a business. If you've never read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you can, in the US, take a loss on your business for a few years, meaning if you don't make money, and you have to look this up yourself, this is not legal advice, please, disclaimer, all of that stuff. But it is true, and I remember reading this, and I thought, okay, I need to start a small business, because then this camera is tax deductible, and I can even combine all my finances, and even if I'm making money somewhere else, it's tax deductible, reducing my tax liability at the end of the year, and I can deduct cameras, software, plugins, educational resources. But now I'm getting smart because I can invest in these tools, not toys, that can help my family and me go further faster. I can, this gear is helping me create something. So I want to encourage you, when you think about all this gear, whatever you have, accessorizing your smartphone, like when you start YouTube, you're not a YouTuber, you're a business owner. Like Jay-Z says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business, man. like you're a businesswoman, like you are a business. So you start thinking, okay, I'm investing in myself with education and cameras, and I'm building a business. And these things become smart. And now I could do affiliate marketing, or I could build and get views and do ads, make money off YouTube ads. Or I can then do, I could go help small business owners in my city. I could shoot videos for them. And now this becomes a tool that not only makes my family money, but helps me build my side hustle while I'm freelancing for my main hustle. Because if you're watching this, you're obviously already passionate about video and photography. Freelance, sell your services, level up your skills, and then use it to then reinvest into your business, into gear, into your future. So I want to thank you for being a part of Think Media, and this little story time rant at the end here is where we're also coming from. And we want to help you if you just like, I just want a camera to go shoot with the kids on vacation. But the way we think is different. That's why this is called Think Media. We think bigger. We think outside of the box. We're passionate about being completely ethical, but we want to pay as little in taxes as possible. So we think about, how do I wrap a business around my lifestyle so that, there's 5 ways you could save on taxes over the holidays. Like, this is like where we're at the end of the stream. Sean's just like crazy. Here's how you can save on your taxes. You know that if you travel to another city and you have a business and you meet with a potential client and you track that, the travel there and back can become tax deductible, even if you're visiting family. Now, maybe not the whole trip, but the trip that's related to business. If you had a rental property and you visit the rental property, that could be. If you did any client actual work. So what we'll oftentimes do is we will test cameras and go to specific places. So I've got to go snowboarding to test out action cameras. And I've got to meet with my business partner, Benji, in Seattle over the Christmas holidays. So do you see that now we're thinking, this is thinking about tax deductions. This is thinking about how we're tying business into our whole lifestyle. And we document this stuff, and this is not legal advice or tax advice, but we have studied this stuff at length, and we work with very smart people to do these types of things. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, just stick with us, because that's our heart here at Think Media, is helping you think different, helping you go further, faster, helping you, yes, become great at video and YouTube, but helping you like build a business around the whole thing, like helping you kind of like think about your next 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years, shifting your life to create more freedom and more opportunity for you and your family, shifting your vision so that even if you're in a job you hate or that you want to transition out of, or you just want to do something on the side, what is the most strategic way to wrap all of that together so that it gives you more momentum in your business, your income, your family, and things like that? So Illiterate Book Club, hey, quick question. If I get Ranker Academy 2.0, do I get an upgrade to 3.0? Yes, actually. So Video Ranking Academy 2.0, that's different than the special we're doing right now. Just FYI, Hypergrowth Blueprint is different. But Hypergrowth is a brand new course we just recorded for 2020, so you're going to love it. But yeah, you get lifetime upgrades to Video Ranking Academy 2.0 and 3.0 is outlined and is going to be released probably at the end of January. And a lot of what's in Hypergrowth is going to be actually a part of 3.0. So that is a killer thing to grab as well. Yes. All right. Hey, appreciate you. Smash like if you got value out of this video today. Thank you so much for being here. Hope your holidays are going good. And check out links in the description for some of the things that we talked about in summary. And hit me up on social media. Again, would love to stay connected if you have any further questions. Definitely hit me up on social. And in the meantime, appreciate you. See you in the next Think Media video. And thanks so much for being a part of this community. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.